welcome to... Or perhaps... so you're friends of Kurosawa.
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the... However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer in...
So that's how he was getting those But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the price...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather...
Wow. And no one ever...
People's attitudes... Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some As for why, if you're still curious, why don't you go ask him your... I see. That reminds me, most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no...
Sword? What?
Oh, I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
But we didn't...
Information is also a kind of Don't worry, I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Let's go talk to Kurt.
I presented them with a choice. It turned out to be a real time saver. Did you manage to track down the treasure?
That just about sums it up. It turned...
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself... But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. And this sword was... I remember once when What did he say? I can't seem... It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words taking on seemingly endless debts to make others But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how... The Tenryo Commission seized my vision. And the very people I was so... And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt I'm incapable of being a good person. Yet I'm equally unable to be bad.
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kuros. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all it. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul. their vision taken is supposed to be a famous... Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisu. This is his dojo.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end.
Maybe, but... Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to—
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep! We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came on... But then we got here and overheard you talking about...
From the way you're dressed, please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to call... You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword, and so, even while training us, he continued to hone his... But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He says the strangest things over and over. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest...
The Grand Narukami Shrine?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the... Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. The exorcism will take place this evening.
So, losing your vision can cause possession.
Shh. So you decided just now, when she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panic-stricken and pushed her away. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around him with bloodshot eyes. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew, others we didn't recognize. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But since Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name... Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue him. So the exorcism can finally continue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh, we won't let them get away with it. Come on! Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person!
How? Are you sure you're Dome? Unless... I guess it's been a...
Excuse me! We're the ones... And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Well, I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am Domon's
His senior? Wait.
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster. Studying, I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face, how to become the best in the world. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best swordmaster, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time, but Domon began making swift progress in his training and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately, that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, so you see, I came here not to Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back.
Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit having But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. And all is certainly not lost, for I received word not long ago that Lady
Lady Yai? Is that...
the head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful!
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the exorcism of evil spirits and aversion of I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei, but Lady Yai can give a conclusive
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask, should we
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of our sensei?
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady Yai?
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact with the Anyway, you should join us too, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei. We, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui art, with
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady. Who knows? Maybe we'll Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no. Also, is it just Paimon? It was probably nothing.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state.
Lady Yai, it must be a possession. This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came...
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any
But... then did...
Yes. This is a change in the person himself. Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. With his wits as one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's vision is to be stripped of one's ambition.
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should...
Your school practices make Yoshi's stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world could have... There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he... Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure...
The path of the swordmaster is filled with twists and turns. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands, and only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. Much like a certain fatally flawed friend.
Poor sensei. To think he's been suffering...
I'm sorry, Father.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that odd? Did he follow us the whole...
Hansai, why are there two of you? Is that you? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambition. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest...
But what if one day, the same thing happens to them? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if there's a chance they'll end up like me one day? I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the... I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. All I know is that here and now, I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I, like...
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually...
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. So, just as I once placed my... You are not in the same position that I was. When
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me. I no longer have... But as your sense, this is my promise.
You can count on... But, well...
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that's...
Traveler, a moment, please.
So, the wind that blows from afar carries... For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint me.
Ooh, Lady Yai. She seems super mysterious. We can come back to it. Lightning slash! Lightning slash! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of Ayaka.
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe, I dispense with the screen.
Oh, wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did—
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you—
Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty, thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. All these things take place with no but I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your— You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you she wouldn't reject them. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could—
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without...
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land, and even to allow or deny access. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not appropriate to discuss details
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of...
once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline. Our forebears built a tea house here.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret...
In any case, we can talk freely here. I Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, it is promptly vetoed by both the Tenryou Commission and the Kanjo Commission, and subsequently scrapped. They invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions. Most of she inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. Moreover, it is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. Because of this, the attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting mad.
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against?
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely fighting the Vision Hunt Decree.
Ooh, Paimon!
Oh? What would you like?
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt Decree?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is tantamount to challenging a deity. Coming to terms with that is already a difficult step to take.
So...
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce the For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently...
Darn! So they've...
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. But we cannot simply abandon Master Masakatsu. Exactly. I feel the same way. By no means do we intend to play... When you are ready, Go to Hanamizaka.
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd bet. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant outcome time after time.
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things unfold, can we? Psst! Hey! Huh? There's someone trying to get... Come on! This way! What's going on? Can't you see we need to go help? Shh! Quiet! Just sit tight and watch for... Hey! This isn't right, you know! Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can sit back and watch others in trouble! Huh? Hey, wait! Shh! If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
Alright, alright.
Wise choice.
What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. This is your fault. You're the one who's...
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost it.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance. Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to unleash think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on...
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Stop it, Hanji. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me his handiwork, allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew,
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people so...
Master Masakatsu? Huh? Do you guys know him too? You don't say. Then it sounds like the Shirasagi he make, but if I just marched straight in there by myself, I'd probably get missed. So, what about if I Sure, welcome to the team! Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop. She must... Seems like I finally got a new job to do. So, Master Mas... Whoa, talk about a relax... Not bad, huh? Time to break...
Surely it'd be more interesting.
on a big adventure.
Present.
Now that we're inside, this...
Come on, this way. I certainly wouldn't want... We should split up. Yes,
I'll protect us.
Boing, boing, boom!
Da-da-da! Yeah. Talk about a big door! It seems we need to collect something shaped like Magatama in order to open it.
I must leave no...
Swift and merciful. Spirit Blade, attack!
I must withdraw. I must withdraw.
Jumpy Dumpty Go!
Barely a scratch. From whence you came.
Bested.
Battle formation!
This wall looks a bit odd. Maybe there's some special trick to it. These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength.
That really hurt!
They're picking on me.
A touch of frost.
Show me what you've got! I'm lost.
Submit for judgment.
Leave it all to me.
Jumpy Dumpty Go!
Don't hold back. Show me what you've got!
Boing, boing, boom!
I dare you!
Woo! Come on, we can do it!
Allow me to strike
Let
first!
the show begin.
One with my blade.
Clear cut! Watch your step! Don't hold back!
Jumpy
I
Dumpty
dare you
Go!
what you've got!
I must leave no stone unturned.
Allow me to strike first!
From
Show
whence
me what
you
you've
came.
got! I've been bested. Ugh.
Inazuma shape look pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there?
Teach me a lesson. Show me what you've got. Don't hold back.
Leave it all to me.
Show me what you've got. Right there. Show me what you've got. Clear cut. Don't hold back. I dare you.
Swift and merciful.
Let's dance.
Spirit blade. Attack.
Watch your step.
Touch of frost.
Show me what you've got. I need to train harder. Slash! Allow me to strike first.
Fine, go!
Don't hold back.
Barely a scratch. From whence you came.
I've been bested.
I'll protect us. Must be Master Masa.
Did you really think that little trick of yours could fool us? Locking you up?
Oh no! Those Tenryou Commission brutes are...
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Huh? Yoimiya?
I can't bear to watch...
Hey, you there!
Ma'am.
We were just teaching him a little lesson.
Huh? Who's that?
That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryou Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What's she doing here?
Make way, let me have a look at him. I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against military regulations.
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also...
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, this...
Yoimiya?
Who is that? Quick, go in it.
Yes, ma'am.
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't... Don't worry, I've got us covered.
Huh? Was that next?
It sounded like...
Quick, let's hurry!
The fire...
Fireworks aren't...
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular. Look, the coast is...
Yoimiya, is that you?
Master Masakatsu! Come on! Oh.
Yes. Leave. Before I let my judgment get the better of me. He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical attention. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring...
Well... You can bet we'll do all we can to keep that...
Yes.
Master Masakatsu...
Don't worry.
Thank you. Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him. Right, Kujosara. It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryou committee. How about we go tell Ayaka...
I see. So Kujo saw... I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps...
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo-Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt decree. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. If our true motives were ever divulged, she would act against...
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu, we are now one step closer to victory. You're turning out to be...
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time without... But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt decree, there is still much... It is time we make ready our next set of plans.
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Not only have we rescued... yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou Commission seems to be making preparations for us, and the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt decree seems to be waning. The days ahead may be more...
A ceremony, you say? Why?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with...
Being in a constant state of... Toma.
I'd say a celebratory feast isn't... funny...
A hot bot game? What's that? Well, as long as it has to do with...
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes... Don't you think it sounds like fun?
You really do want to... Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Time to... Let's see what we've got here. Nice! You can't go wrong with these. Paimon never thought we'd be the only ones to actually put anything edible into the pot. Don't go wasting... This was possibly the scariest looking...
You can say that again. But hey, at least I got the most points.
I'm afraid it's your own fault for adding all those strange ingredients, Toma. The soup, even with a traveler's normal ingredients, I still couldn't guess any of them correctly.
But weren't you the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? I think the trap boiling cakes in hot pot...
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest...
Uh-oh. I'm I feel like a...
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose and it would have been someone else's turn. Talk about being competitive.
Perhaps I think my luck... So without further...
Oh, bruh.
Yes, and with the extra time...
Let's all take some much-needed... Downtime is hard to come... I'll tidy things up...
There's gonna be a...
Sure, why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the rules. I'll see...
Bye, Toma! Seems we won't...